a few days we will have the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, but in it there are some performative actions, if you will. So what is one of the performative actions you do not want to see this year, and what is a concrete action that is long overdue in terms of celebrating and acknowledging the Indigenous contributions to this community?
It's another day that has been assigned, which happens globally, not solely on Turtle Island, where that acknowledgement is supposed to support and progress to be made. It is an acknowledgement. I don't want to take that away from anybody. Ultimately, we all need recognition. We're all connected. Indigenous Day is all of us. And being able to take a moment to take a deep breath and realize, okay, what have I contribute? What am I looking at? And I think when we look at reconciliation, there's many of us who feel, well, is it reconciliation? The truth is we never had relations with each other with regards to having a period of time where settler, colonizer, and Indigenous peoples, and again I'll say globally, have not had the opportunity in a way that this generation is having to look at. What are we doing? How did we get here? And I think that the more awake people become, it's significant, because we need to, whatever this day is going to be about, in recognizing that Indigenous have been oppressed in a way that is incomprehensible to most of us. Reflecting on where I came from and the land that I stood on and that I remain to stand on, in terms of the ocean, the land, we are part of everything. The air, the trees, the plants, we are all connected. And in some ways, we're reconciling more than reconciliation. We are finally looking at each other and going, what can we do collectively together to move this forward? And I mean, we can't forget about the calls to action as well with regards to the missing and murdered Indigenous women and Two-Spirit girls, boys, all peoples. We are human beings before we are anything. We're on this planet as human beings. And ultimately, we may not be here before those 94 calls to action are ever completed. What does completion mean? And what does getting through 94 calls to action mean to everyone? We have to look deeper, and we have to be in circle with each other. We have to be able to handle, again, what Senator Sinclair talked about, which is being able to sit with each other and have these difficult conversations about what does it mean, because we're all connected to each other. And we need to know that before we can move, and there remains colonial thinking. We're sitting in it as part of the academy. I mean, it's based on colonial platforms, and how do we make our way through all of this, right? So the connection truly is with nature, and we are nature. We're part of nature. So how are we going to collectively, voice what it is that we need to talk about and try to figure out, like, how do we support bringing everyone forward, and we're in really difficult times globally. I mean, does one thing cancel out the other? And I think ultimately, no, we're all part of that circle. So lots of work to be done, but I'm grateful to be a part of the work and to be given the opportunity to be able to take responsibility, because ultimately that's what it is. It's actually the words of our elder Marcelo, who was why I'm here, who started the Elder Circle. He talked about human responsibilities versus human rights. We all have to look at what our responsibilities are to each other and to the earth that we're standing on.